Earlier this year, the Department of Corrections removed nearly 4 dozen women from an addiction recovery center in Madison County. Officials say they're investigating allegations of mistreatment. The WKYT Investigates team visited Liberty Place in Richmond to see the facility, the conditions, and talk with those in charge about why they feel they are being singled out.
It's a 18-bed dormitory, and the ladies, when they first arrive, we are gathering some background information on them.
It may not look like much.
When we see a woman in scrubs, we know they just got here.
This room is known as SOS, Safe Off the Streets. It's the first stop in many women's journey to sobriety.
They're the most important woman in the house, because if they're going to leave, they will likely leave in those first few days. It's very scary.
Karen Atkins is with the Kentucky River Foothills Development Council. They own Liberty Place in Richmond.
They're going to be given, the rules of the house, how it works. It's a peer-driven program that's very important.
The 108-bed Women's Recovery Center was founded back in 2008. 55 of those beds are reserved for Kentucky Department of Corrections referrals. But in mid-February, DOC says they removed 46 women from the premise, citing allegations of mistreatment pending an internal investigation.
So even though they took our residents, did all this stuff, and said we were doing all these terrible things, they still provide us a new contract. So it just raises questions on what the intent is.
WKYT Investigates requested the email communications regarding Liberty Place from the Department of Corrections. Included were complaints from residents, family members, and caseworkers over the last year, claiming mail was being withheld. A few people said they weren't allowed to contact their probation officer. One person reported they were denied medication and not able to attend doctor's appointments.
Much of that was a shock to us. Things that we were not aware of, things that had not been brought to our attention in any capacity before.
Yet the most egregious was claims that a woman was tied to a wooden chair for 8 hours for smiling too much.
That accusation, I think, was the catalyst that kind of put us in this situation, but it's been unfounded, unsubstantiated. There's no evidence that supports it.
Mountain Comprehensive Care Center handles the day-to-day operations here. They tell me with cameras throughout the facility, the accusation was blatantly false. Now, through documents given to Liberty Place, it appears the state has additional questions regarding the way the 12-step program is implemented.
From that conversation, it was expressed to us that they didn't quite understand the model. There was confusion in some of that, and that they were reviewing the model to determine if or what changes they want to make.
Dr. Brant Briggs believes the removal of the women ultimately caused more harm than good.
What does this do to them in the middle of their recovery?
For some people, and I can specifically answer this, for some of the people removed went back to jail because they ended up disrupting, and then they were sent to another place where all new set of, you're starting all over again, brand new set of rules, all these different things, that your living environment has changed.
However, he admits it has opened the door for inward reflection.
I think it's always important to recognize where you can grow and where you can improve.
Now they'll wait. Liberty Place for answers and the women for healing. Liberty Place tells me they have not made any significant changes to their program model, so they're wondering why now there are suddenly questions and concerns with the format. They say they have passed all of the quarterly inspections they have been routinely subjected to. The Department of Corrections has also not referred any new inmates to Liberty Place.